Hey folks, welcome. This is 108 Stitches, which is a mostly knitting video podcast, but occasionally I will talk about some other crafting that I'm up to, sewing or embroidery or, whatever else I get my hands on. And I will also sometimes talk about baseball because that is an interest of mine as well. So my name is Emily. I live in Seattle, Washington with my husband in office and our pup Norman, who was here but has since left and don't know what he's up to now. But yeah, it's been just under 2 weeks since I last recorded. Thank you so much to everyone who endured through what was just a marathon of an episode last time. I promise this one will be a little bit shorter. I do have some exciting stuff to share. Not a ton of, new or unique knitting content that y'all didn't see last time. I've made some progress, have a couple things finished. But I do also have the winners of prizes for the Stripey Turtle Tank knit along, which is really exciting. And this is the first time I've ever done a knit along, and I feel like it went pretty well. I mean, I don't really know. I didn't have in mind, how many people I wanted involved and that kind of stuff. But I'll just say personally, I loved seeing everyone's projects, just like going and checking the hashtag on Instagram was so much fun. And I know I was better about this at some points, but sharing those back to you all so you can see all the beautiful stripy turtle tanks in the world. So anyway, maybe we should just go ahead and start with that. So right at the top of the episode, I'm going to announce the winners. I did a random number generator this morning. I picked 3 winners because I have these 3 beautiful mini skein sets. And I showed these on the last episode, and I also posted about them on Instagram. So you can go look at them there. But the 3 mini sets I have is this beautiful Fish Are Friends mini set from Woolberry Fiber Company. I have Stress Knits Fall Pumpkin Patch mini skein set, and I have one of these for myself as well, and am excited to, I think, design something new using this set. So this one is particularly special to me. And then I also have, I had to have a Grenouille mini set. If y'all know me, I'm obsessed. Also, on that note, my Grenouille Advent arrived. And Nofis is actually out of town right now, and it is taking all of my self-control and willpower to not open it right now. But I hid it like very high up in my house so that it's very inconvenient to get to. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting off topic here, but I have this beautiful fall set. Really hard for me to let this one go as well. But from Grenouille that I just love. So what I'll do is I randomly selected 3 winners. I am going to contact them in the order that I selected them and let them pick which of the 3 that they want. So the person who got drawn first gets to pick of all 3, and then the second person will get to pick of the 2 that are left, and then the third person will get the last one. So the winners, and I'll put these on the screen as well, but the winners for the prizes, and thank you. Oh, before I do this, sorry, I promise I'm not trying to be like a teaser or anything, but Norman, come here. Come on. Okay. I'm sorry. My brain is going like 40 places here. Norman, he's trying to get up on the couch. Let me just bring him up here. Okay. So, what was I saying? He does not want to be held right now. But you did want to be on the couch. Norman, sit. Stay there. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much to everyone who participated in the knit along. It was so much fun. And if you didn't participate in the knit along, but you have yarn picked out and like you want to knit a stripy turtle tank, I can't wait to see yours as well. Just like seeing them all on Instagram and on Ravelry, and everything has just been an absolute joy. I can't even tell you how like fulfilling it is to see you all knitting this pattern that came from my brain. So thank you to everyone who has done that and all of the kind words about the pattern. just has been lovely, absolutely lovely. So anyway, there's that. I'm going to announce the winners now. So the first winner is Gramanda Knits. Not sure if I'm saying that right. GR Amanda Knits is the handle on Instagram. The second winner is Northern Knits and Pearl. And the third winner is Dingle Kringle. So congratulations to all of you. I'm so excited. And several of you, and a lot of the people who participated in the knit along, like messaged me about the pattern, or even like Natasha, Northern Knits and Pearl. I watched her podcast episode about the stripy turtle tank, and just all of that has just been so much fun. Seeing y'all's excitement for the pattern and the colors and everything is just really, really fulfilling. So anyway, I will message you all on Instagram, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, thank you again, everyone, for participating. And maybe, you know, we'll do another knit along at some point if I have other designs, or just like other patterns, or, you know, anything. If you guys have ideas for like knit alongs or just like other kind of engagement opportunities, let me know, and I'd love to do it. So yeah, that was item number 1. Now maybe we should talk about the knitting. So as far as finished objects go, I do have a couple. So my first finished object, which you guys haven't seen for a while, because I feel like every time I podcast I was like, oh, I haven't made enough progress. I haven't made enough progress to talk about this. But this has been a long-term project that I started, I guess, back in April, March, which is my Mariner's Win-Loss Cowl. So the pattern is the Sockhead cowl. Who is that by? I didn't take notes today because I've got, you know, other items on my plate today, and it did not happen. So let me see. I'm gonna have to go back a while in this notebook to see if I can find the, let's see here. Sockhead Cowl by Kelly McClure. So this is the Sockhead Cowl. And if you haven't watched any of my episodes where I talked about it, basically what I did, let me figure out which one is the beginning. This is the beginning of the season, and this is the end. So top is the beginning and bottom is the end. So this is a project, I've done baseball projects in the past. I guess, 2 seasons. This is my 3rd season doing it. And basically I just knit a different color stripe in the pattern based on the results of the baseball game that day. So this one is Mariners only. In the past I've done Cardinals and Mariners together. I did a scarf in 2019. I did a scarf that I did rows or stripes with both the Cardinals results and the Mariners results. And then last year it was a shortened season and I did socks. I did 1 sock for the Mariners and 1 sock for the Cardinals. And I just did the leg of the sock and striped it based on the results of each game. And then this year I decided just to do the Mariners, and I did the Sockhead cowl. This is longer than the pattern calls for, and I knew that it would be, but I'm actually not mad about it. It is also a little wider than maybe I would have wanted, but I'm still really happy with the way it turned out. Let me put it on here. So here it is, nice and cozy, super long, so really getting cozy. And I like the ribbing, kind of keeps it close to my face up here. So yeah, the dark blue color is for when the Mariners won, and the light blue color is for when they lost. And you can see toward the end of the season, if you watched my podcast episode last week, I talked about how the Mariners went on kind of an amazing stretch at the end to nearly make the playoffs. And so you can see all of this dark blue at the end is just representing that incredible run. But yeah, I just really love to have this kind of like visual, physical representation of the baseball season. And I have no plans to stop. I'll probably keep doing it next year and the year after that. And you know, it's just really, it's a fun memento from the season. So yeah, that is my Mariner's Cowl, the 2021 Mariners in physical cowl form. And then my other finished object is my Riley T test knit. So I was in progress on this last week, and this actually knit up, I feel like, pretty quickly. I used Big Little Yarn Co. Bramble, and y'all, I'm so in love with this color. I love this yarn. I love this color. I'm gonna have to get more and just like knit more things out of it, but this is it. I'm finished with it. Okay. I made a couple very minor modifications. One is that I did decreases on the inside of the sleeve to make it stay a little bit tighter to my arm. So I did decreases just like on the underside of the sleeve that weren't in the pattern. And then the other is somewhat potentially a problem, and maybe y'all can help me with this. But what I did, the pattern calls for this like fold over hem on the neckline, on the bottom, and around the sleeves. And I really like the way that it looks. The pattern actually calls for knitting. You like go down a couple needle sizes, and then you knit with like a purl halfway through, a purl row halfway through, so that it'll fold nicely. And then the pattern says to bind off and then whip stitch the bound off edging to the inside of the garment. I did not want to do that. I did not want to bind off and then separately whip stitch. I wanted to do it all in one step. So what I did is something that I've done in other patterns. As I was binding off, I folded the hem over, and I grabbed stitches from the inside of the garment, and then I knit them together as part of the bind off. I don't know if this is making any sense, but basically, like, I had my 1 inch or like 2 inches of stockinette with the one purl in the middle. I folded it at the purl row, and then I grabbed stitches on the inside as I was binding off to basically just secure the bind off to the inside of the garment. So I think it worked really well, except it's still flipping up really bad. I don't know if y'all can see this, but it's still flipping up. Like, it's not staying down. It's flipping up really bad. So I haven't blocked it yet. And I think I'm gonna try blocking it, because I think there's a chance that I can block it pretty aggressively and it will stay down. But if blocking it doesn't work, I think I'm gonna have to rip it out and whip stitch it. But it actually looks okay, I think, on the arms. Like, it's staying down pretty well, and then the front of the neckline is staying okay. The back is folding a little bit. Like, you can see it kind of flipping down a little bit. But I may still try to block that one out and see. I mean, I'm gonna try to block all of it, but that one may be okay. So it may be only the bottom one that I have to redo. I'm not sure, we'll see. But otherwise, this is knit to pattern. Oh, the sleeves are slightly shorter than the pattern called for. I really wish that they weren't. I really liked the look of the longer sleeve, like kind of almost to the elbow look. But unfortunately, I ran out of yarn. So I actually, oh my gosh, I was playing such intense yarn chicken. So I had 3, this pattern calls for, wow, sorry y'all, my mind is, I need to slow down. Okay, the pattern calls for DK weight yarn. I really had in mind that I wanted to do it in this yarn, in this color, and it is fingering weight yarn. So what I did was hold the yarn double, which gave me probably a DK or a worsted. Like, it was, I think it's heavier than the yarn that the pattern calls for. So the garment that I have is like probably a little bit denser and like stiffer than what is intended, and I'm okay with that. Like, I like the pattern, and I like the pattern, but I like the fabric enough. Like, I don't think it's too stiff. But I also only have 3 skeins of fingering weight yarn, which was not enough to do the whole thing. So I ended up using the first 2 skeins I held together and did most of the body with. And then the last skein I pulled from the outside and the center together, and I did the bottom part of the body, and then what I had left after I did the neckline, I weighed it so that I could make sure that I used half of it for one sleeve and half of it for the other. What ended up happening though is, like, as I was knitting, I realized, like, okay, these sleeves are really not going to be as long as I want them to be. So what I did was I actually used a different yarn for the inside of the sleeve cuffs, because you can't really see that. Like, it's on the inside. Like, it's intended not to be seen. So I don't know if this will focus, but you probably get the point. You can see this is a brown, so it's not the same as the Bramble. It's actually another Big Little Yarn Co. This is leftovers from my stripy turtle tank that I'm actually wearing right now. But yeah, so this, I used brown on the inside. I wanted to use a color that wouldn't, like, really pop if you got a peek of it. So I think this one is, like, low contrast enough with the Bramble. But anyway, so I used that on the inside of the cuffs to get every single bit of yarn that I had to use to make these sleeves as long as I could. But yeah, okay, I don't think I said the pattern. I'm doing horribly today. This pattern is the Riley Tee by Rachel Knits Things on Instagram. And this is a test knit. And I really love the pattern. It has this beautiful twisted rib detail on the shoulder, like up here, that goes into the sleeve as well. And the construction was kind of unique. It wasn't a construction I'd done before. Let me take this off and I can put it on for you. It's not blocked yet, so I think it'll be pretty different when it's blocked. But I'm still really happy with it. I feel like the fit is really cute. I love the way the neckline looks and, like, the way that it sits, kind of where it sits and everything. And then, yeah, here are the sleeves. I wish they were a little bit longer, but I'm actually not that unhappy with them. And then I did do the decreases here so that they would stay pretty tight to my arm. And I love it. I love the yarn. This color, Melanie is just a magician. I love this color so much. I want to knit everything in this color. And the pattern is really fun too. So I can't wait to block it and wear it and take some more photos of it. I love this kind of length. I love the shape. I think it's got the right amount of ease for me. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this one turned out. And let's see. That's it for finished objects. I do have, I guess, a finished swatch. Really, honestly, that's pretty much it for the knitting this week. Also, I know I'm wearing this again, and I wore it like 2 episodes ago, which, to be fair, was like a month and a half ago. But I hate to wear, like, the same clothes in the podcast episodes, because then if you go and look at, I don't know, this is probably, like, only I care about it. But I do wear this, like, multiple times a week, all the time. I just really love it. This is my corduroy shirt jacket thing that I love. Feels very fall to me. So, okay. Oh, also, I think I mentioned this briefly. I am wearing today this is my 3rd stripy turtle tank. 2nd one I knit for myself, and I knit this using the Forest Walk set from Melanie, Big Little Yarn Co. And it is beautiful. And I saw some of you for the Stripey Turtle Tank knit along were knitting the same one, knitting this set as well. So I love that. I love seeing everyone's knits, and I especially love when you match me. So that is very fun. Okay, other knitting items. I knit a swatch last night for a new design that I'm really excited about. And I will have more updates for you probably. I mean, it's not going to come out super soon because I haven't knit it yet, and I have a lot of other stuff that I want to knit, so I'll probably knit my initial sample in, in the winter sometime, and then I will have more updates once I've done that. But I have in mind what maybe is not going to be the most fun project to knit, but I think the end result will be really beautiful. But I have this idea in mind. I won't give too much away, just like a little bit of a taste, but some beautiful triangle intarsia is what I have in mind. So I tested that out last night, and I should have used colors that were more different and not variegated so that you could see the triangles a little bit better, but hopefully you can see here there's like a green triangle in the middle, and then there's these brown triangles up on either side on the top. And so I have a geometric triangle intarsia pattern in mind, and here is a hint at it, a sneak peek. I don't know why this will not focus. Maybe it will eventually. I really want, yeah, there we go. I should have done this in colors that are different from each other more so that y'all could see it better, but I did not. That was a mistake that I made late last night. So, but yeah, I'm excited about it. I have had this one stuck in my head for a while, and it's one where like even Nophis was talking to me the other day, and I was like, okay, I really care about what you have to say and I want to listen to you, but can you give me like 15 minutes because my head is like churning on like thinking about the construction and the idea that I had for this project. And I was like, I cannot get this out of my head right now. I need to think about it, write notes down. And so I did that, and then I like was still kind of fixating on it, and so I decided to go ahead and knit a swatch, and yeah, I'm really excited about it. I think I talked about this before about whether, you know, I would design again or not, and I was always afraid to make any kind of commitment to myself or to others because what if I like run out of ideas? And I'm not saying that that's never going to happen, but I do feel good about some of the ideas that I have, and I'm excited to try to put them into yarn and into paper and share them with you if you all are interested. So that is one idea that I have and something that I knit up this week. And then otherwise, I made a little bit of progress on my stripey turtle tank. I'm still not done with the front, but I did want to share it because, again, any opportunity to share this yarn, beautiful. So this is a pattern that I designed myself. If you made it all the way through this episode and have not heard about it before, wow, that's remarkable. It's like the only thing I talk about, so great job. But yeah, this is my first design, the stripey turtle tank. The yarn I'm using here is Woolberry Fiber Company Mine 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 for the main color, which is actually one of the colors in this mini set. And the contrast colors are a mini skein set from Sewrella Yarn Company. It is their Adventureland set from their Disneyland collection. And I love it. So I will finish that at some point. I really wanted to finish the test knit because of course I had a deadline for that. And so I put all of my knitting effort and time into that. So that is finished. That is in progress. I honestly don't think I have really anything else that I've been working on. I have a sock that's on my needles, but it has been forever. And I need to get new needles because I don't like the ones that I'm using. If you want to hear more about that, go back a couple episodes. I don't remember exactly which one I talked about it in, but I do think I need to switch out from my Addy small circular needles back to Chowgoos. So I'll probably do that. I'm about to cast on a new project because I have not very much on my needles. So I talked about this in my last episode, but I am going to participate in the Clove sweater knit along by Rachel Knits Things. It is a pretty basic drop shoulder like pullover garment with a mock neck and like twisted ribbing on the bottom and around the cuffs, which I really like. I really like the fit of it, and it's a construction that I haven't done before. Like I've done drop shoulder garments, but this one is a little bit different. The drop shoulder garments that I've done before where you just cast on at the bottom, they're like, it was bottom up. I think the vertical striped sweater that I knit by Petite Knit was, it was a drop shoulder, and the way that that one was constructed, you cast on at the bottom, knit a tube until you get to the armhole split, knit the front and back, and then once you get like the front and back the same length and have like bound off for the neck, you like seam the shoulders together. I think either Kitchener or like a 3 needle bind off or whatever to do the shoulders together. This one is a little bit different. It's top down, so you start like at the back and there's short row shaping to shape the back, and then you knit the back panel and the front panel, and then you join them together and do the body. It's actually, I think, pretty similar to this, but a little bit different because this had these, it started with these, this is the Riley tee, which is also by Rachel Knits Things, so maybe this is a construction that she really likes. This one is a little bit different, I think, because it started with these twisted rib panels. So you knit the twisted rib shoulder panels first, and then you pick up stitches from there to go and like structure the back and the front, and then you join them together and do the body and the round. So I think this one will be pretty similar to that, but I'm really excited to get started on that. And I am going to use, you guessed it, Grenouille. This is a sweater quantity I got a little while back from her, and it is her Lampblack colorway, which is just the perfect gray. I love it. You guys have seen this from me before. I've knit a ton with it. I've knit hats and socks and everything. It's been in my stripy turtle tanks and stuff, but this is her tweed base. This is a DK tweed base, and it's not one that I've knit with before. And I'm really excited. I don't actually know if I've ever knit with like an indie dyed tweed before. I've done like Brooklyn tweed, and I guess I did like Peace Fleece, which I don't know if that's technically tweed, but this is my first kind of like indie dyed tweed, and I'm really excited. I think it'll be really fun, and the little flex will make it interesting. So that is going on my needles probably later today. Another thing that I'm planning to cast on hopefully today or in the next couple of days is a baby hat for one of Nafis's very best friends. They had a baby, and so I am thinking that I want to do another striped baby hat similar to the one that I showed y'all last time that I knit for my coworker. And I want to use the leftovers from my stripy turtle tank that I'm knitting right now. And I'm trying to decide what I want to do for the stripes. I really love this color. This is leftover from my Grenouille Advent that I also put in a stripy turtle tank for my sister. I love this color. I don't remember the name of it. But, Sfumato, maybe? But I really want this to be one of the stripes, and I'm trying to figure out what else to pair with it. It's a little baby girl, and I know blue is not super traditional for baby girls, but I love this blue with this purpley pink. It actually has like a little bit of blue in it. If it would focus, you guys would be able to see the blue a little bit better, I think. Yeah, so you can see like little bits of kind of like a darker bluish color. And so I really like this blue with it. So I was thinking about these two with this as like the primary color, but what do y'all think? Is that not a good idea for a baby girl? The other options I have this color, which maybe I could use this as the primary color, actually. Ooh, now that I think about it, I really like that. This is also leftover from that Grenouille Advent and that same stripy turtle tank that I knit for my sister. And it's just like a creamy, very light pinkish color. And I could do that as the primary and these two as the contrast colors. I don't know. Or I was thinking I could do more like kind of just like this stripy turtle tank. So I could do this as the primary and then just do like maybe these two. I feel like this is more kind of baby. What do y'all think? Comment below if you have ideas, or maybe I'll do a poll, or I could ask the parents like which one they like better, which palette they like better. But I am hopefully going to cast that on soon. And the last baby hat that I did, I knit in an afternoon. So I don't think this one will take super long, but I do want to get it done pretty quick because the baby is growing. So either, you know, the later that I knit it, I'll either have to knit a bigger hat or I'll knit the hat and it won't fit her anymore. So I definitely want to get this done pretty soon. So that is also on my planned knitting. Yeah, and that's pretty much all I've got knitting wise. Baseball wise, I talked about the Mariners Cowl a little bit. The season is officially over. The World Series ended. The Braves won the World Series, so congrats to them. Otherwise, there's not a lot going on, just like transactional stuff. Players are free agents now, so talking to teams and all of that fun stuff. But otherwise, not a lot happening in the Major League Baseball world. Personally, more life updates and news. Nafis is out of town. Like I think I mentioned that earlier in the episode. He's out of town this weekend. Today, I didn't say the episode number. I didn't say the date. You know, we're in the last like 5 minutes of the episode, and here I am sharing this information. It is Sunday, November 7th. It is Sunday morning. Nafis left town on Thursday to go to a family wedding, and then he's also visiting a couple friends in Los Angeles. So I miss him so much. I definitely have become very attached. I think I was to begin with, and then the pandemic has just really solidified that. Being with another person every single day for like 2 straight years, really, I feel like it can do a couple of things, but for me at Nafis, it is like I am attached to this person. I do not, I mean, I didn't really love it before, but I do not do well when we are apart. So, I mean, I'm fine. I'm functional. I can take care of myself. But one of the things that happens, and it has always happened when Nafis is out of town, is that I hate cooking without him. I really do. I basically just eat out the whole time that he's gone. So I don't have, to that end, I don't have any fun, like I made these fun things to share with you because I haven't really made anything. I made chocolate chip cookies last night because they're easy and I wanted them. I also eat horribly when he's out of town, like just really not good health-wise for me. So I have had Vietnamese food, I've had pizza, I've had Thai, I have had, I mean, not that these things are particularly bad, but just like when it's back to back to back to back, you know, which is fine. But otherwise, I had a really lovely night with my friends on Thursday night. Nafis slept on Thursday, and they came over and hung out for a long time on Thursday night and kept me company, and that was so lovely to just like knit and chat with them. Just talking to other people about knitting is one of my very favorite things, if not just like my favorite thing ever. I love it. I love talking to people about knitting and hearing about what they're working on, and I mean that's probably a big reason why I started this podcast, is because I love to talk to you all about my knitting, and I love to hear what you're knitting too. And you know, when people reach out and talk to me about their knitting, that is something that I love. So anyway, I had a great night on Thursday night, and then otherwise I think, yeah, like I feel like I'm always saying this, but work is stressful. It always is. And if you are new here, I work as, well, my title is Coordinator of Baseball Projects for the Seattle Mariners. I work essentially, you can think of me as like a baseball analyst, a lot of data and information and communication of that data to other folks throughout the organization, and that is something that I really love, but it's also something that has been stressful for me. So just this weekend I think was a good opportunity to try to like reset a little bit. I have been, you know, just maybe this is TMI and I shouldn't be sharing with like the hundreds of you that watch this, but have been feeling a little bit kind of sick, like stomach wise, the last few days, and had been like waking up in the middle of the night with like stomach cramps and stuff. And you know, I think it's hard to know exactly what is causing all of that, but I'm sure that like being perpetually stressed is not a great thing. So just doing my best to try to take care of myself and like take a step back when I need to. And that's hard for me, but it's important too. So I took it a little bit easier this weekend. I still had like a ton of house things and chores and that kind of stuff to take care of, but otherwise spent a lot of time knitting and reading and watching football and eating good food, yummy food. And I'm hoping that I'll get the opportunity to kind of settle back into a good work and life routine in the next couple weeks. So otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention was that I'm hoping to do some weaving. So I know that was listed as a goal of mine. If you guys watched my 2021 goal video, I really wanted to weave something, and I had lost some of the parts that I needed for my loom, and my mom replaced those for me for Christmas last year, and so I have everything I need, and I just really want to get set up again. The hard thing with weaving for me is that there's like a big upfront time cost. It takes a long time and like energy and thinking to get the loom set up. So like, I think it's called warping the loom, is just like getting all of your yarn going long ways set up and like rolled up onto the loom. And then once you're like good to go and weaving, I think it actually goes, I mean, way quicker than knitting. It goes very quick. So I think I'm hoping that later today I can invest a little bit of time in getting my loom set up, and then I can do some weaving and achieve that goal for myself, which I know I will love to have. But also just, you know, I think it could be something a little different and something fun for me to do. So that would be fun. And then the other thing I have today is that my friend and coworker is interested in learning how to knit. So we're going to go to the yarn store and get her some yarn and needles, and then she's going to knit a hat. So hopefully I'm able to share my love for knitting and teach her how to do it. And I hope that goes well and she enjoys it. So that is what I've got on tap for the rest of today. Yeah, that's all I got. So thank you so much for tuning in and for listening to me blabber. If you're interested in finding me elsewhere, you can find me pretty much everywhere as @EmilyKurt. And I'll have that information as well as all the other information for the stuff that I talked about down below in the description box. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. I hope you watch lots of baseball and do lots of knitting and have a great week. Bye.